Hello, welcome to Art and Soul Insider. Hopefully you're doing well today. It is so lovely to see you. Hello to new people and welcome back to those who have been with me before. So today what we have is a guided meditation that's going to just fill your heart with love, my hope. And then we have an art project that is going to be fun, easy, colorful. You're going to love it. And then also we've got a supply for you that you do know about, but you might consider getting the options that I'm going to present to you. So little tease there. So anyways, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you like a combination of art and wellness and a little time to come here and refresh yourself, please like and subscribe, and please just hang around and enjoy the ride. So let's get going. Okay, today's supply is tape, but it's not masking tape because I find masking tape doesn't work as well as this other tape that I'm going to show you. Masking tape, when you tape down your paper and your watercolors or whatever so they don't buckle, I find it can stick, and it can stick and rip the paper, okay? And you don't want that when you're doing an artwork. So what do I use? I really love painter's tape. Okay, you can buy it at the hardware store, and it's just amazing. I usually use this size, okay, to frame around, tape around my watercolor paper and stuff like that to get a nice crisp edge. I do that as well. But there's different sizes. Look at, there's this thick stuff. So you could use that as well to tape around your paper if you want. Okay. I've used this to create different abstracts and stuff like that. Have used the tape. And then I've got this one. This one's in a bag because look how thin it is. Okay. So you have the choice of different sizes of tapes, and it's just wonderful. I've used this to actually create designs and just like line work and just wonderful things like sweeping lines, because you can curve this. It works just perfect. I've loved using this. These two, okay, I've used them to tape down my watercolor paper or my paper that I don't want to buckle. And for this one, I've used actually for larger pieces of artwork and done different type of taping stuff with it. So I highly recommend getting painter's tape for your toolkit. Number one, it can help you create nice crisp edges around your artwork. The second thing, it can hold down your watercolor paper really nice, as well as, do the nice crisp frame around it. And you can use it in your artwork, okay? Not just holding down the paper, but actually use it in the creation of your artwork. So I find it's wonderful because it settles down, okay? And then what happens is when any liquid comes in contact, there's good old science that happens, and it immediately seals this off, okay? So it becomes a nice edge. Now, sometimes you get some things kind of running under and stuff like that, and I've had that. This isn't perfect, but I tell you, it's a lot better than this, okay? So I highly recommend it. Okay, welcome to the guided meditation part. This is a good way to connect with yourself, to calm your body, and to calm your mind. I really think it's important. And, I highly encourage you to come back to these guided meditations and use them every day. So I have on each of my videos, they're time stamped. So you know exactly where the guided meditation starts. So you can fast forward right to that spot and listen to it and then carry on your way after that. I mean, I'd love for you to use these more than just the one time, because I highly believe in them, and I really would love to help you help yourself and help your body relax, help calm your mind and your emotions. I think that would be a wonderful gift to yourself. So start by taking a moment to listen to your body. Is there anything that you could adjust? Is there anything that you could soften or invite to soften? Do you soften your heart, your chest, your belly? Allow yourself to surrender to gravity. Allow yourself to surrender and connect with the feeling of being supported. Feeling supported by the chair beneath you or the ground underneath you. Even the earth supporting you. Bring your hand onto your body. You might bring it onto your chest, your heart, or maybe somewhere else on your body. Let your hands be a kind of soothing and kind support as we continue to go through this practice. Take a few breaths. Allow yourself to feel the support and kindness from just the touch of your own hand, and wish yourself well. It can be difficult to wish yourself well, so feel free to try a few different ways. You could take a moment to think of all the qualities you love about yourself. Or you could think of someone who really loves you and sees your goodness. It could be a partner, a friend, or even a pet. Take this moment and connect with your own goodness. Take a moment and repeat phrases of loving kindness and self-compassion. You can try some of these phrases and see what resonates with you. May I be happy just as I am. May I be happy just as I am. May I be happy just as I am. May my body be healthy and strong. May my body be healthy and strong. May my body be healthy and strong. I love myself completely. I love myself completely. I love myself completely. Repeat one word or phrase while remaining connected to your physical body, and feel yourself soaking up these well wishes, washing every cell of your body with happiness and ease. When yourself finds overflowing with these feelings of love and gratitude, you can begin to shift these feelings to someone else. Bring into mind someone in your life that makes it easy for you to love them. Wish for them to be well, to be happy, and to be at ease. Again, wish for them to be well, to be happy, and to be at ease. As you end this meditative practice, take this feeling of loving kindness and compassion with you as you go out into the world. There you go. Wasn't that beautiful? I really love those affirmations that we had, like the may I be happy just as I am. I find that so powerful because so often we set conditions on loving ourselves or being good to ourselves. Well, I'll do this when, I'll do this if this happens. Just all this stuff, all these conditions, instead of really loving ourselves again, just as I am, or just as we are. I mean, that is powerful. And then the other one, may my body be healthy and strong. So often we take for granted our bodies and the functions of our bodies, like our heart beating every second for our whole entire life. And we don't even have to think about it, and our breath coming into our body. Again, another thing we don't have to think about. And digestion. I mean, it's just wonderful how amazing our body is. And just to send that wish of may my body be healthy and strong. That's something very special to consider and to repeat to yourself, I think. And then the last one is I love myself completely. Wow. I mean, talking about the first one again, about conditions we put on ourselves. Like, we love this part of ourselves, but this part, I don't know, I'm not really liking that part. No, we're encouraged to love ourselves completely. Everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly, is what makes us who we are. And so it's with that we're to be grateful and to love ourselves completely, to accept every aspect of yourself. Sometimes what helps me is to remind myself to love myself like my friends love me. I think we're so much softer and more accommodating to others than we are to ourselves. So I encourage you to really look at yourself and look at the way you love yourself, and to really strive to work on that affirmation of I love myself completely. That's powerful. And that it's so needed now. So lots to think about with this guided meditation. So there we go. Okay, here we are with the supplies for what we're going to be doing. We're going to be working with gesso, okay? And gesso is a primer, so we're going to use that as the base. I've got a 10 by 7 roughly pad of paper, okay? You can use loose paper, but use a paper that's going to be a little bit heavier. So like a watercolor paper like what I'm using would work really well, okay? Or you could do a wooden board or whatever works best for you. I'm going to be using warm colors in my abstract. So I'm going to be using cadmium red medium hue, cadmium yellow medium hue, and then Azo orange. So I could make my orange from this, but what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing it this way. I'm going to actually change the color of the orange by adding some more yellow into it, but the choice is up to you what you would like. So get 3 colors that you really seem to like. My intuition told me use these, and so I'm going to be using these. So that's how I got that. I have a big brush. It's a little wet right now. Let's just wipe it off. Okay. You're not going to need any detail brush or anything like that. And you're going to need some big tape. Okay. Some big tape. So that's going to be with that. Okay, and it's the painter's tape that we're going to be using. So we're going to be making different shapes, etc. with this. Okay, so something happened with my filming. Okay, so I had to start again. So I kind of have, when I open this, I'm kind of, it looks like I've already started, and I have. Thanks to my camera, it kind of stopped. So first thing I did was gessoed. So with the gesso, I put it on my palette, okay? And I basically did thin layers. Whoops, there's some water there. Thin layers, okay? So I went one way like this, let it dry, and then did another coat this way. You don't necessarily have to do it 2 coats, but I kind of like 2 coats just to make sure that everything is done. And I like to go in the opposite direction. So the first coat, it goes like this, okay, with your brush. And the second coat, you go the opposite direction. So I went horizontal first, so now the second coat would be vertical. And so that means everything is sealed. And that's exactly what gesso does. Gesso is like a base coat. So think of when you're painting your walls. Usually they ask you to do a base coat. So what a base coat is, it actually prepares the wall for paint. It's a kind of, here's the wall, the gesso's on top, and it works together to bring the paint into the wall. So that's exactly what this does. Now you can use this on wood, you can use it on rocks, paper, a variety of things. So gesso's very, very good to use, especially with acrylics. I really like to use it before I paint. Okay, so then what I did, once this was dry, okay, I took pieces of tape and started making random shapes and sizes. You don't want to fill the whole space. I'm thinking I'm going to maybe do one more around here. Okay, so I take the tape like that, and I'm going to do there, doing something a little different, kind of making it a pull out. And I don't want the straight line. I want kind of a different type of line. There we go. Now, do I want the whole thing in like that? Do I want that? I'm kind of going vertical and horizontal, aren't I? Okay, then make sure when you press down, go on all the outside edges so you don't want any paint to kind of go in, okay? So, do I have this piece? Where could I put it? I'm thinking right here. There we go. You'll end up with a whole bunch of different paint tape left over like this, so no worries. This tape is wonderful. I love painter's tape. So there we go. So that section's done. Now we're going to take a color. I'm going to take a yellow. I think I'm going to start with the yellow first. Yeah, I'm going to start with the yellow. I was just thinking, pausing in my thinking. And I'm going to bring it into, I'm going to do 2 piles. One's going to be the pure yellow, and one I'm going to actually mix with the orange. Just a little bit. So it's a little bit different. Okay. So something like that. You don't need to. You can do it all the same. Well, that's still pretty orange. I wanted a little bit more yellow. There we go. So I'm going to just start painting. I'm taking my yellow and I'm kind of blending the two together. Take a bit more yellow. A little bit of orange still in there. Orangey yellow, but that's okay. So I'm just going to let it dry for a bit, and then I'm going to do another coat. Okay, so let's take the blow dryer out. Oops, I missed a corner. Make sure you get everything. There we go. You don't want a lot of hot heat. The also benefit of having gesso on as your base is it allows you to really have, when your color shows up, it's the true color that shows up, okay? Which is kind of cool. So I'm doing a second coat, so not necessarily the lines are going to show as much, right? Because there it was kind of streaky. Make sure you get your edges there. Still got a little bit of red showing. I didn't clean my brush, or red, orange, orangey yellow, but I'm okay with that. I kind of like having a little variation in my background here. Okay. Oops. Again, watch, get that corner. There we go. Clean my brush because I feel pretty good about that. I could do another coat, but I'm thinking, no, it's good. It's good. If I wanted it, like, I still have some lines showing, but if I didn't, if I wanted it more solid color, I would do another coat, okay? I'm okay not having it like that. So, we're going to let this dry. I always have a towel beside my water, because then it dries my brush. And also I can see, you know, how clean is my brush going into the next color. Okay, so take some blow dryer to this. There we go. So, is it dry? Yep. I'm kind of waiting for the heat to go away from the blow dryer. This is how I paint. I always get it all over me. Yeah, it's just the way I do. Are you a tidier painter? Got a little piece of white fleck there. Okay, that is dry. So what you're going to do now is you're going to peel off about half of them. Now, it's not a whole lot, but you're going to peel off. Okay, there's one. What do I want to take off? I went with this one too. What can help if you are wanting help in order to lift this, you could get an X-Acto blade and get the little tip of it just underneath whatever you wanted to remove, right? So, do I want to take this off? Yeah. There we go. One more. There we go. So with those, kind of, see how you get these edges? A nice kind of, instead of something flat, you get little edges that kind of come up. Now, that some of that might be from the bleeding, like this right here. You can hardly see it. Like this is from the bleed. It kind of bled inside, right? But I'm okay with that. I mean, what can you do, right? So often, sometimes, not so often, but sometimes we can get perturbed when things like this go, oh, I can't believe that. But what can you do? It turned out that way. You can always start again, do it again, or you could just move on, you know, and I just, right now, I'm okay with it, so I'm moving on. I'm not going to stop at any time. Now, you want to get a full piece of tape that's going to go straight up and down. Nope, I put put the tape away and I'm going to need it. So now we're going to there we go. Oh, there's some edge that's straight. There we go. Take a little piece off. And I'm going to take a piece off of here. Oops. A little too thin. Okay. I'm going to go straight up and down. Like that. Okay, little piece, little orange showing through right there, and I'm okay with that. We'll just work with that. That'd be kind of cool. Again, measuring the full length. I often get a little bit more than I need because then you can play with it, right? You can say, oh, I like this section more. I want to show this section a tad bit. There we go. There we go. So then I'm going to go over here. Okay. Going to make it a little bit bigger, not to its sense of unity. It just kind of lulls the eye, which is, it's good. Sometimes you want unity, you want things to work together. But if I did this all the same, the eye would see that as something boring. So it'll look at this and go, oh, this is a little thicker, it's a little bit bigger. And so it'll go from there. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the orange. I don't know why I chose the warm colors today. It was just my intuition when I said, what colors am I going to do? And I just thought warm colors. And so, oh, okay, we're going to do warm colors. And I sometimes do that. I just go with whatever my intuition tells me. I don't second guess it. So maybe it will look cool. We don't know. Actually, it will. I know that. There we go. All right. I'm going to let that sit for a bit. I'm going to let it dry. Take a drink of my water. There we go. And low heat. I'm going to do another coat of orange. Do you listen to your intuition? Do you trust your gut feeling? I find when I do, I'm better for it in my life. You know, even like, you know, looking at a chocolate bar, going, okay, what one do I want? And it's like, oh, my mind will say one immediately, and I'll go, okay, I guess that's what I want. You know, and then sometimes, you know, you go, no, I want peanut butter and chocolate. You know, so. I was going to adjust the orange, but I decided to kind of adjust the yellow with the orange. So I'm using the orange just as it is today. There we go. Now, my drying time might be different than your drying time. I live in Alberta, Canada, and what it is, it's very dry here. So, except for today, because it's raining. But we have hardly, you know, our humidity is really low usually. And so my drying time is going to be completely different, or maybe completely different than yours. So I might just take 5 minutes to dry it. Well, you might have to actually take 10. So just take that as a heat of warning, and, you know, just don't go, oh, well, it dried so quickly for her. Oh, it did a little bleeding there. There you go. I'm going to take off this. Come on. I've got a little bit of nail. That seems to be helping me. There we go. Okay. I'm slowly taking this off, you know, because I just don't want, just in case. Something like this, you could do a series, okay? If you had the same size pads or pieces of paper, all right, you could have them all layered out, and so you could do all the taping first, you know, then do the next step, you know, so that could be kind of neat to do a series with this. Look really sharp hanging up in the living room or whatever. Little piece of tape there. There we go, got it. Oh, little bleed there. Big bleed. Big bleed. Okay. So now the next step is I'm going to do the red. So I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to tape over. Oh, I'm going to clean my brush. My water thing is too full. I'm splashing all over the place. Colors, it's pretty orange. It's a pale kind of orange. Very pretty. It's like a peach. Like a peach. So, you know, you could do so many things. You could do pastel colors. You could do, you know, cool colors. Do the opposite of what I did here. You know, you could choose a palette that you like do a triadic colors, which is on the color wheel, like they're separated. Three of them are separated by the same amount of space. I mean, and then too here, with instead of ripping it, you can do straight lines. You know, I mean, it could use your imagination and do a whole bunch of different stuff. You know, you could have little circles or do them all in rectangles. You know. I don't know, my intuition said there, so I'm going to do it there. So, trust my gut. You know, sometimes you have to bring your brain in there as well when you're, you know, it's a good combination in some ways. But so often we're so into our mind. You know, we just totally forget about, you know, what does your gut say? And, you know, your gut is always right, I find. It's, you know, in major decisions and stuff like that, or you have a certain feeling when you go to see a house that, say, maybe you're wanting to buy, and you go, it looks great, but something's not off. I just don't know. So, you know, listen to your gut. It's telling you something. So. So how would you cut it if you want just all straight lines? Well, what you can do is you get a cutting board. And what they are is, I have one, and it's self-healing, which is really great. So if I do a cutting mark, it heals itself, so I can keep cutting on it. So I don't think they're that expensive, but they're really handy if you want to do masking sort of stuff and just, you know, take out a section, you know, of with the tape and stuff like that. One more. So yeah, cutting board is it's come in handy a couple times with me, and it's, you know, it's one of those things that, you know, if you like something like this and you want to do straight lines, it would be perfect for you. I just find it very handy, so I love my cutting board. So. Okay, let's get the red. Beautiful red. Dry my brush a bit. You want your brush wet, but you don't want it sopping wet, because what it'll do is it'll dilute your paint when you're painting with it. different ways you can change a color. You know, say you don't want something straight out of the bottle. You can add white, okay? So you get a tint of it. You can add black. You can add gray. That'll change the color. You could add brown. And then another option is use its complementary color. So complementary colors are on the exact opposite end of the color wheel compared to your original color. So say I'm red. So what I would do is I would add a little bit of green and to my red, and it'll change the color. It'll actually still be a red, but it'll be a different color. And there's the amazing possibilities with that. So I just really encourage you to play with your paint and not use it straight out of the bottle. Don't do what I did today, you know, like I just changed the color in one, but you can have so much fun in just the possibilities. Now, what are the complementary colors? Well, generally, to look at them, you would get okay, green and red, as I mentioned, and you would get yellow and purple. So think of Easter, okay? And then the next thing is you could do what's the Edmonton Oilers, which is a hockey team here in Alberta, and their colors are orange and blue. So those are the complementary colors. Now, if you add the same amount to each one, okay, what will happen is you'll create brown. Okay, so what you want to do is you just want to add a little bit and a little bit and a little bit to it, and then lo and behold, you have all these amazing other colors. It's just wonderful. Yeah, just wonderful. I'll have to do that in one of these projects. You can see my brush strokes. Okay, I get a little closer so you see that. You can see that, you know, just the brush strokes and, you know, the color of the white underneath there. So again, second coat is necessary. I might even do a third coat just to make it a really beautiful, beautiful red. I'm trying to do one solid coat. Now you might see some variations because of what's underneath, like the uncolored parts that kind of showed. Go. Let's blow dry it one more time. Okay, I'm going to do a third coat with the red. can tell also when acrylic is dry, it becomes, see how this is shiny, okay, and this is a little bit more matte. That's another way. You don't have the shine. Unless you add a gloss, you know, then. There we go. All done. I'm going to wait until it's cooler to take off the tape. I can clean my brush while I wait. When you're finished with your acrylics, what I do is I take a paper towel, okay, and I wipe this all off, and then I go to the sink. With my brush, I use soap and water, and you want to make sure that your brush, oh my gosh, I got liquid. Well, it lifted a little bit. No, it didn't. Gee, that's funny, huh? There we go. So here's my wad of tape. It's a big wad. Okay. Now, how to display it? Okay, you can. You know what I often do with an abstract, I turn it around, and I try and find. You know, is there a way that I like better than the other way, right? And you'll find one that you like, and that's the way I would display it then. Okay. Yeah, so there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, so that was kind of fun. It's neat to see the layers come out one by one, and a little paint pull there. So yeah, pretty neat. Oh, we got some tape there. Lift that off. We got some tape there too. There we go. There we go. There. So, there we go. Here is the Pocket Tarot. It's called the Pocket Tarot because it is tiny, okay? Tinier than a regular card deck. So, you know, big difference. So, this is by Chris Ann. I believe she's Canadian. I love this deck, and I love it in the fact I love the drawings. They're just amazing, you know. Just really nice work. Really nice. So, with this, I'm going to draw a card, and it could be for you. It could be for me. It could be for... oops, that didn't work very well. The whole purpose is to get a little guidance. What I find is I love to get some thoughts to think about, you know, that I could be that could help me in my journey, right? It's always important to be open to little things that come your way. I consider this a happenstance. So it comes together by luck of a draw of a card, but there could be truth in it for you. So that's the important thing to go by. I want that one. This is the Seven of Cups. Okay. So it has a man here. It looks like he's pondering. There's these ladders. It looks like a snake. And the bowls are turned over and water is escaping out of one. Okay. So the thing with this is the card, the little booklet is very tiny as well. So cups. We want 7 of Cups. Okay. Try and hold this up so you can see it a little bit more. Fantasies, choices, wishful thinking, the allure of temptation of the past, needing to move forward without knowing the full picture and options. When you daydream your way into the future, the options that you have in front of you can feel both under and overwhelming. The path from A to Z is often nebulous, and life can present itself like a game of chutes and ladders that brings you down only to lift you up. Your desire to choose the one correct and perfect path can further complicate and muddle your decision, because there is no way to know everything that will spill forth from the cup you choose. Use your intuition to decide, remembering that the temptation of shiny things can be illusionary, while challenging paths can often hold unexpected opportunity. Ask your discerning heart what options honestly stand in front of you today. And even if things are not exactly as they seem, choosing that which you truly desire will offer the most useful stepping stone right now. And the quote here is, "My wildest imagination is a tool that I can use to inform my future in a down-to-earth way." So there you go. Kind of like using the imagination and listening to your gut, following that and going forward with this. So I hope that helps. There we go. So I hope you enjoyed today's little project and guided meditation and the Oracle card pull. So, I wish for you to come back and see what else I'm cooking in my little brain and heart. And please like and subscribe, and please tell your friends. It's just a little channel that's trying to grow, and if I can add a little peace and a little comfort to someone else, that would really mean a lot to me. So I send you off with love and kindness and hope and peace. And don't forget to use your intuition and trust it. And yes, we'll see you later. Have a great day.